Wife reconnected with ex after 10 years. I will try to keep this concise as possible. Me, 33M, and W, 28F, have been together for 10 years, married for 4 years and have a 2.5-year-old boy together. Since the day I met my wife, she has been nothing short of the woman of my dreams, and she definitely feels the same about me. We have had a wonderful relationship the last 10 years, we get along really well, rarely fight, and when we do we are always able to resolve it fairly quickly and get back to being happy with each other. The last 10 years with her have been nothing short of amazing. Yes, we have had a few hurdles to get past, but nothing unusual in a long-term relationship. My wife has been a mom since my son was born. My parents were very busy when I was a baby. Me being able to provide for us so she can stay home with him has been such a blessing for both of us. She really wanted it too. Somewhere last summer, I'll admit that work had gotten pretty demanding physically. I'm an electrician, for a while, and I had gotten some serious stomach issues and I just wasn't my best self. It was hard for us to connect while I was feeling that way. However, I remember during July things had started getting better for me work and health-wise, but my wife still seemed a little distracted with me, which is very usual for her. I didn't put too much thought into it as I just assumed it was being mom and dealing with my grumpiness from not feeling good. But as I got better, and was able to help more on dad duty again, she still stayed distracted. I remember getting a text from her at work one day saying, "Would it be alright if I met up with an old friend at the end of this week?" We caught up on Instagram and he asked if we could meet up to catch up more. My wife has always been upfront with me, and I know since she has older brothers that she has had a lot of guy friends. She has never given me any hint that any of them were more than just friends. So I trusted her. But as the end of the week approached and her seemingly really distracted, something felt a little bit off to me. So for the first time ever I decided to check her phone. I felt so guilty at first doing this, as we have always respected each other's privacy and never had a reason to snoop. Well, after checking her phone, there was no Instagram conversation. Strange. I know she still had Snapchat, but I thought she stopped using it pretty much after a year of us dating. And there I found it, a conversation with what turned out to be her ex, and some flirty messages between them and saved selfies he sent her. I shortly decided to call her out on this. She immediately started sweating like crazy and acting really nervous with me. I proceeded to ask her how long they have been talking. It was over a month. After some more questioning, this is what I found out. He was her first love in HS, they split because he had to move, but it was very painful for both of them as they didn't want it to end. They hadn't talked since he moved. He was married with a kid and now recently divorced. He told my wife she was the one that got away and that he still really loves her. She told me that he isn't the one that got away for her, but that she has feelings for him. The next month after this turned into her still talking to him behind my back after asking her to stop talking to him. She changed her Snapchat settings to delete the conversation after viewing now. But one day snooping again, I see a message she sent him that he hadn't viewed yet saying, "When can I see you?" Red heart. Called her out on all the secrecy again. She now seems even more remorseful, but admits to me that she can't shake the feeling she has for him and that seeing him would allow her to get closure cause she is positive she is just romanticizing him and seeing him in person will help her see his flaws. Still trying my best to trust her, I allowed her to go meet up with him with the intention of getting said closure. After an hour she comes home, seemingly in a great mood. I asked her how it went and she said really well and that she got the closure on her romantic feelings for him and that they agreed it would be cool to hang out as friends and let our kids play together. I pressed her more and asked if anything physical happened between them. Her whole demeanor changed. She tells me they kissed, but that it was a peck and she didn't like the way it felt. Me still trying really hard to believe her, decided to go forward with this truth and leave it there. The next week things actually seemed to be getting better between us and I felt of her end that she meant everything she said. I had to go to a friend's wedding at the end of the following week. As I was about to leave, she had to stay home with our son due to wedding dynamics. She brought up her ex and that he is trying to cross some boundaries again. Well, this conversation led to me asking more questions about the meetup they had. Trickle truths start coming in. They had made out and he held her the whole time. She admitted that if it wasn't such a public area where they met that she is not that more would not have happened in one of their cars. She told me she keeps thinking of what they could have been like together. After all this I told her to cut all contact with him. She did and blocked him on everything. Since then my wife hasn't seemed the same, like 70% of her is back, but there is this other 30% that's not there. She seems less happy, it seems like her mind drifts a lot. She has put little to no effort in our relationship since this started. She admitted that she deeply regrets what she did and wishes we could just go back to the way we were before all this. I asked her the other day if she still thinks about him a lot and she sadly nodded yes. I honestly don't know what to do now. She doesn't seem that happy. Whenever I ask her about her feelings around this and our future together, all I get is "I don't know, I can't figure out how I feel about all this." That fucking guts me. I want nothing but a future with this woman and to grow old with her, but after all this and still getting the I don't know how I feel. It's been 8 months since this all started and nothing feels like it's really gotten better. I'm out of questions to ask her, I'm tired of talking about this, I'm tired of going to work every day, providing for her and not knowing where her feelings lie for me versus her ex. I'm tired of trying to be bigger than my hurt feelings. I want to understand why she feels this way. I love this girl so fucking much, my stomach has been in knots since this started. I don't want to leave her, but I'm beginning to think it's that or therapy. If you were me, what would be your next step? Edit/note, my wife has always seemed madly in love with me. Until this happened I have never even gotten a slight hint from her that she wants anyone but me. She has literally been the perfect wife until this. I think that's what's making this so hard for me.